This is Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Today I'm going to take a tour of the city with my guide, Raza. She's a local, she was born here. She's going to show us the main sights and she's going to take us to try some traditional foods and drinks. Raza, let's go.
Eternal Flame is the memorial of civilian and army victims from 1946. And it's burning from that period till now. Only during the last war period, which was 92-95, there was no gas and it was totally empty without fire.
Right now we're walking on the main pedestrian street. So Raza, tell me a little bit about the street. Where does it start, where does it finish, and what can we find along the street?
So this is the main street of city Sarajevo. Ferhadija Street is called, and this street is starting from the Eternal Flame to the beginning of the old part, Boščašija. In this street you can find all kinds of shops, also with trademarked from the whole world, nice coffee bars, bakeries, different kinds of shops.
We're in the square of the Sacred Heart Cathedral, and right in front of it you'll see this, and this is called the Sarajevo Rose. Wherever you see this in the city is where a grenade went off during the war. So if you follow the pedestrian street, you get to a point where east meets west. Behind us, we have the part of the city that was built by the Austro-Hungarian Empire in the 18th century. And behind us, we have the east, the old town, and it was built by the Ottomans in the 15th century.
We are staying now in the front of the biggest mosque on the Balkan. It's called Gazi Husrev Mosque. The mosque was built in the year 1530 by Gazi Husrev. He built also the big school of Islamic madrasa and the clock tower on our left side.
And here next to the mosque, we have the mausoleum of Gazi Husrev Bek. We're about to try some traditional Bosnian coffee at a Bosnian kafana. Now, Raza, what's the name of the kafana and how do I drink this?
So we are now in a typical Bosnian kafana. It's called Miris Dunja. And you can drink it on the two ways. The one is to put these sugar cubes inside and to drink it like that. And some people, they take a cube, put it a little bit in the coffee, they eat that, and then you can drink it.
Love it. Cheers.
Cheers. You're right.
Behind me, we have one of the landmarks of Sarajevo. This was one of the main points of the old town, and it's called Sebilje Fountain. It's a public fountain dating back to the 15th century. The original was burnt, and this one dates back to the year 1890. They say that if you drink from this fountain, you'll come back to Sarajevo. So let's go drink from it. We're here on the street called Kajan Jiluk, or Coppersmith Street. It's in the old town of
Boščašija.
So what can we find here?
We can find different kind of souvenirs. Let's find some.
Let's go.
So, if you want to buy in Kazanjiluk Street a typical Bosnian souvenir, then let's buy džezva, a copper thing to do a Bosnian typical coffee.
Here we are on the main gastronomic street in Sarajevo. It's called Brava Jiluk. Here you can eat cevapi, burek, and other traditional Bosnian pies, and we're gonna go try some right now. Right here we have 4 different pies. Raza, what do we have here?
We have a pie with spinach and cheese. We call that one zeljanica. And the other one, it's only with potato. We call that one krompirusha. And the main dish, burek with meat, beef, and potato.
If you want to be really traditional, have it with yogurt. I'm about to eat cevapi. This is practically the national dish of Bosnia. Basically, it's mincemeat kebab served with bread and raw onions. I encourage you to try some of the sour cream. And you can order it 5, 10, or 15 pieces depending how hungry you are.
Behind of me you can see the National Library, which was built by the Austro-Hungarian period, and this is the most popular place in Sarajevo from that period.
For an incredible view of Sarajevo, come up to the top of the Yellow Fortress. There's 2 fortresses here in the city, the yellow and the white. The white is on the other side of this hill. This fortress was built by the Ottomans in the 15th century. There's only a fraction of it left, but from here you have incredible views of the city. This is Empress Mosque. It dates back to the 18th century and it replaced the original first mosque of Sarajevo. That dated back to the 15th century. From here, the city started its expansion. This mosque is still very active today. Behind us, we have a very important bridge. An event took place here in the year 1914 that marked the beginning of the First World War. Now, Raza, what happened?
So, the young Muslim, Gavrilo Princip, shot Prince Ferdinand and his wife Sofia.
And they were the heirs to the throne of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Now let's go to the other side of the bridge and see where they were assassinated. This year, 2014, marks the 100-year anniversary of the assassination. I want to show you a traditional Bosnian bakery, and this one specializes in somun bread. That's the bread that you eat when you eat cevapi. Let's go inside.
So we are now in one bakery, old bakery called Alifakovac. Here we have a somun. This is a typical bread, kind of art for Sarajevo city. With somun you can eat cevapi. It tastes very well.
It takes about 30 seconds from the time they put it in to the time they bring it out. And when you eat it like this, really hot.
Hot. Delicious.
Some of the best bread ever. Look at this.
Take it.
It's mine.
It's
We're here in Butmir. It's located about a 15-minute drive from the city center of Sarajevo, and this is where the Kolar family built the Tunnel of Hope. That was built during the Bosnian War to bring in and out aid and supplies to the city. Now let's go in and speak to one of the members of the family.
In the museum you can see original part of tunnel. It's only 25 meters long. Original tunnel was 800 meters long, but we managed to preserve 25 meters. You can see also a lot of pictures from that period, and upstairs is the exhibit room with the equipment we used at that time for digging and for transport and some other things like documents from that period and papers and notes, diaries and stuff like that.
Zvijezdanog sjaja, ništa se ne čuje, osim uzdisaja. Iz tišine njeme, iz zvijezdanog sjaja, ništa se ne čuje, osim uzdisaja.